Let me know what you see on the screen.
Eclipse.
Eclipse.
Okay. So now we know how to. So yeah, this session will be the continuous session for the Selenium with Java. And till today, we have covered a couple of topics in automation. And right now we are in a position, right, where we have installed, right? We have installed the Java. On top of it, we have installed Selenium. And we have configured Selenium into your Eclipse. That configuration also we have done in two ways. One, which is through class path, right? Is my voice clear and audible?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, we
Okay.
know.
Yes.
Yeah. Through class path, I want you to add like on your videos. I don't know. I should not be telling you again and again. Please switch on the videos. Okay. So we know how to configure Selenium into our Eclipse. Okay, two ways. One is class path. The other one is the class path. Other one is the through Maven, right? So Maven, how we can actually add the dependencies to the project through the form.xml. We can also convert the project, Java project, to a Maven project, right? The Maven project has a different structure altogether. So what you see on the screen is the Maven structure where it has two source folders, right? Two source folders for main, two source folders for test. Okay. Now, where we are going to write the scripts, we are going to create a package on source folder. Then on the package, you're going to create the test case, right? So always, if you remember, these are all small things that first you need to understand. Always the class name will be .java. If you look at this, .java will be the class name. Because everything that you see on the screen, that everything that you're going to work, it is developed on top of Java only. Everything, even this Eclipse is working on that only. Everything is developed on Java only. Okay. Now, once you write the script, once you want to execute, right? There are two options. One, you can click this green button where it will run the script, or you can right click on this, right? See here, run as, it will come as run as Java application, right? Most of the time it will run as, see here, it is once you write the script, it will show run as Java application. Right now we don't have any script. That's why it is showing nothing. Okay, now this is a JavaScript. See here. So whatever you write here, it may be Selenium with Java, Selenium with everything. It will, if it is Java, then it shows run as Java application. So always you will not see Selenium, run as Selenium. Okay, you have to run as Java application only. You understand that? Okay. No. Right. Now we know whenever, let's delete this one. Okay. So I will create a. So if you want to start the script, right, you have to write it in a class. Okay. We'll see what is class in our Java classes. But for now, you have to create a class first. This is how the first screen looks like. Always give, because you will be practicing every day different scripts, different web pages. Either you give the name of the example, you're practicing on Gmail, put Gmail login page. Okay, and if possible, give the test like PC something or test case. That's whatever it is, so that you will recognize what's happening on it. So always select this public static void main that we will discuss. But this is where this is the entrance. This is the compiler will first, the moment you hit on run button, the whole script will be loaded, but it will look at where the main method is starting. Main, the name itself says main. Okay, so we call this as a main method. Right, so there might be questions coming up. Why do we use main method in the scripting? Right, so technically we'll look at what is that main method. But for now, please understand, main method is something where your scripting, obviously the scripting will start and the compiler will execute from main method only. Okay, so you need to click on finish. Now, the moment you see, this will be your scripting area. Okay. Now, always keep saving. Now, while writing the scripting, right, there are few things that you need to remember. One of them is, if you want to put anything in comments, write it slash 2 times. Right. This is the what is happening in the laptop. Okay, the moment you see this color is changed, the other color, see the package color is different. Gmail login page color is different. And this color is different. It means these are all the keywords. Now you are listening, people who are very new to Java, these are all the keywords. What are those? Those are all keywords. The keywords always resemble or look in a different color. It means that is a Java related word, which you cannot use it as a generic purpose. This is already predefined in Java. Okay. Now, example, if you look at here, the public static void main is in different color. Public is different color. Class is in different color, right? So, I mean, both are in same color, but compared to this class name, it is different. Okay. So you have to understand, whenever there is the color change is happening, it means that that is a keyword which is recognized by Java. Clear? And whenever you want to write any comments, we make sure we put it in a slashes, 2 slash. And if you want to put multiple lines, okay, multiple lines in comments, what we do, we put it like this. Okay, please make a note. All these things are required for the moment you start writing it. Don't look at the screens. Everything should be noted. Everything should be noted from here onwards. Everything should be noted. Obviously, I've made a note on slides also, but these are all things are required for your programming. And why do we need comments, right? Example, if you are writing a test case, right? Or if you are sharing this code to someone else, right? So these comments will always help us to understand what is being written. If a person is actually looking at your code, he will understand, okay, this code is for this particular thing. That gives information to the person who is actually looking at the script. And importantly, the compiler will ignore the execution of that particular line. When it says it is put it in a whatever is green color, as simple as that. Whatever is in green color commented, the compiler will ignore compiling that particular statement. Okay, single line, put it in the forward slashes 2 times. Multiple lines, if you want to put it, you have to put like this slash asterisk mark asterisk and star slash. Is that clear? Very simple one. Okay. Now let's no, I'll keep writing few steps here, then we'll discuss accordingly. Now, how will be your example? You want to test a test a test login page. Okay, this is our ideal agenda where we want to test a particular login page. Okay. Now, what are the first step that we do? What is the first step that we do to test a login page? What we need first one? We need
Open the
URL.
browser. Oh,
right. We
URL.
need
Browser.
we need the first step number one. What you need? We need what? Come on. We need
Browser.
browser, right?
Browser.
We need browser. Correct. Step number two.
Launch the
What is
URL.
step number two?
Launch the URL.
Launch the URL of the application. Step number three.
Username and password.
Right. Enter username.
and password.
Username and password.
Step four. Enter
password.
password. Okay. Then this is test login page. Okay.
Click on
Test
login.
login page. So till here it is fine. So how will you make sure that login page is working fine or not? It means assuming this is a valid username and valid password. Correct? Assuming positive scenario is what? Valid username, valid password example. So you need to validate, right? In manual testing, you look at the web page and see, yes, by entering the valid username, valid password, it is entering into the login page, right? But automation is a system. Automation is a command, right? You should tell the system. How are you going to tell the system? That's basically because of the commands, right? You have to write the commands in such a way that your system will understand. Oh, okay. If this is coming, I have to do this. Okay. Now we need to validate, right? We need to validate the credentials. Yes or no?
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
following?
Yes.
Yes, Vinod.
We need to correct. We need to validate, right? Now once it is validate, it should display result on the console. Correct? Then step 7, close the browser.
Browser.
Very, very simple steps that I have brought jotted down here. Hopefully this consider this is a test case that you have in front of you, and you need to automate this step, this complete. These are the test steps, right? This is the test case. This is the test step, right? Okay, that's great. Now, what is the first step? What is the
We
first step?
need browser.
We need a
Browser.
browser, right? Correct. We need a browser. Let me highlight this one here. Hopefully you made a note so that it will keep on increasing it. You will get confused. Please make a note of these points quickly because I'll be adding more lines to it. So you can't see this as clear as now what it is now. Done? Okay.
Yes, Vinod.
All right. So now, first thing is in manual testing, right? If example, client is asking, you have to test this login page. Client is asking, you have to test this login page in this particular browser, then you will open that browser and do it. Correct? If client is asking, you have to test in Chrome, then you will open Chrome and you will copy that URL and you do the testing. But in the automation, right? The same thing will happen. Now you have to decide what is the requirement. The test case should run in Chrome, right? Chrome, Firefox, right? MS Edge or IE. Nobody is using IE. Okay. Safari or IE. Depends on what requirement it is. Okay. Now let's assume we'll start with Chrome. Okay. Now we have decided. Chrome is our browser. Okay. Chrome is our browser. Now, question comes, how do we launch Chrome? Correct? How do we launch Chrome? Now, what happened is when the Selenium evolved in the market, okay, a lot of people started using Selenium. Everyone, and remember, first browser, right? First browser where Selenium was compatible was to Firefox. They have first started Selenium with the Firefox only. Everyone used to mandatorily, we should be using like Firefox way back in 2017, 16, in those areas. That time actual Selenium was evolving and they made mandatory that, it will not work in other browsers. We have to work in Firefox only. Then there onward slowly, they have they connected with all other browsers. They met Chrome and everyone, Chrome browser team, and they said that, hey, so we want to implement automation on your browser as well. So obviously Chrome browsing team, right? They will not allow directly to launch browser because they don't allow. They have their own confidentiality. So what they said, we will create. Chrome team said we will create one proxy executable file. Okay, again we will create. No, Chrome team is saying this. We will create one proxy executable file, .exe file. You just hit that .exe file, then automatically browser will invoke. No need of doing anything else. Okay. Now they said they will provide Chrome driver.exe file. What they said they'll provide Chrome driver.exe file. You call that driver into your Selenium scripting, automatically the browser will invoke. That is the agreement they made with all the browsing team. Now, same vice versa, Firefox also came into picture. Now, this MS Edge driver they prepared .exe. Vice versa, other areas also they have prepared .exe files. Now, what do we understand now? If we want to open a browser, example, now if we want to open Chrome browser, from the Selenium scripting, we need to hit what? We need to hit that .exe file. You got that right? Very simple,
Yes,
easy,
Venu.
no confusion at all. Okay, good. Now, we know we have saw in our architecture discussions in Selenium architecture from the client system. When I say client system, wherever you are writing the script, correct? Wherever you are developing the script, there are jar files, libraries, JRE, everything is there in your Eclipse, in your local. When you write the script, right? Selenium 3, there was a JSON wire protocol, which was taking your request, right? Taking your code, it converts, it will decode and send that information to the HTTP request to the real browsers, correct? That we have. Third step, it will connect to the drivers. Fourth step, it will connect to the real browsers. That's what we have discussed. In Selenium 4, they came up with modification. They removed the dependency, correct? W3C was added. And that too, they have added to your Selenium script. You can't see like a dependency visible like JSON wire protocol. It is a protocol that they have added. Now they removed that step. Now there are only 3 steps. Now W3C, what it was acting. So they said that, see, instead of having the dependency, you create that in your script only. Right? You create the dependency in your script only. No need of external JSON or whatever. You create in that script only. Create in such a way that it should be generic to all the browsers. Now, what do you mean by generic? It means if you write 1 minute, okay, let me close this one. Okay, sorry. It means if you write one line of code in your Eclipse, it should support for other browsers also, not dependent on one browser. Okay, this is how it is, right? So if you keep on writing for every browser, then that is no use. Correct? So ideally the intention is cross browser testing. It means your script should be common for all the browsers. You should not write Chrome separately, Firefox separately, Safari separately. It means the methods what are working in one browser, one Chrome, that methods should be supported in other browsers as well. Example, we'll see one practically. If I write a method, a close method in Chrome, it should close the Chrome browser. That is the intention. The same method will work in Firefox also. It will close Firefox. Same method will work in Safari. Same method will work in IE. Correct? Now, the intention of this is any method that you write, any method that you write in the script, that should work in all the browsers. Now, what they did, they developed a concept called as WebDriver. We thought like WebDriver was acting as an interface between your script and the browser. Correct? Make a note. WebDriver is a WebDriver is a interface in Selenium. WebDriver is a interface in Selenium, which acts as a bridge between your script and the web browser. Correct? WebDriver is what? WebDriver is an interface. That is a punchline. But if people will ask, what is a WebDriver? The first line of answer you should say, WebDriver is what it is? It is an interface. Okay, interface. That's the first answer you should give. No other answer. First option is interface. Quickly. Now,
which acts as a
what it does? It acts as it is kind of a orchestrate. What do you mean by orchestration? A bridge between your script and the browser. Okay. Now, why we need a WebDriver? Why we need a WebDriver? Okay, let's discuss one example. Okay. Now, if I create only a Chrome driver, now let's say there is no WebDriver. Forget about the concept of WebDriver. Now, let's say we have only a Chrome driver or only a Firefox driver or only a browser dependent drivers. Now you have written 100 lines of code. What if that line of code should work in Firefox? Will it work? No, you have to change everything. There are few methods. There are few methods which only works in Chrome. They don't work in Firefox. If you write like that, then it will be a problem. Then it is here dependent on your browser. So you have to write your scripting in such a way that is generically working on all the browsers That is why we create a web driver interface, right? So that all the methods that you define will interact with the web elements and manage the browser session accordingly. Kavita, go on mute, Kavita. Okay. You understand now what is a web driver, right? You understand at a high level, you understand. Correct. Now, now, please be concentrated. This 10-15 minutes is very, very important. Rest of the things you can play around. This next 15-20 minutes, please concentrate. Okay. Now, to talk to the browser, we need WebDriver, correct? To talk to the browser, we need WebDriver. That is mandatory. We ruled out.
Yes.
There is no other option. We need WebDriver. We can also use Chrome driver, but it will only work in Chrome. But I don't want that. I want my script to work in all the browsers. Then WebDriver is the one of the option that without anything you have to write that. Now, to talk to the browser, correct? To talk to the browser, what we need. See, WebDriver is an interface. We know that. To talk to the browser, we need some messenger, correct? WebDriver will say, hey, you go and talk to that file, Chrome and do that work and come back. So WebDriver will not do that. WebDriver is someone who will direct everything. But WebDriver needs some messenger, some kind of a, a constant thing which will go and come back every time you write some script, you write some command. So what we do, we create, right? We create a variable to the WebDriver. Instead of talking to WebDriver directly, we will use that variable, right, to send commands to the browser. That variable will act as a gateway that it will take the information like a mule. You know mule, right? The mule breed. What it does, it will carry the weight. The nature of the work of mule is what? It should carry the workload here and there. Correct? That's the nature of the mule. Correct? And that's where the MuleSoft has been developed. The MuleSoft technology came into picture with that concept only. Now here the variable is also doing the same thing. The variable is carrying your load. Oh, Niharika, your son is also studying, huh? So too much this is, huh? Okay, so your variable is taking the commands. When I say commands, your script, you saying dot close. It is taking the close method to the browser. Hey, hey, the client is asking you to close the browser. Then it will close and it will come back. That's the job of the variable. Who is running the show? WebDriver is running the show. How it is communicating to the browser? With the help of a variable that we are going to create. Variable is anything that you can create, but don't create your name, Shah Rukh Khan name, Salman Khan name, or I like Kohli, Virat Kohli, I'll write Virat Kohli name. No, it should be proper naming convention we use in the program, right? And don't worry, if you write that also, Eclipse will not vomit anything. Still it will compile, but have a habit of creating some meaningful, some good jargon languages while doing the programming. Okay. All right. Having said that, now we understand we need to create a web driver. First thing, to talk to the browser, we need to have a variable. Why we need a variable? It will interact with the browsers. It will take your commands, go to the browser, interact with them and come back. Now, interaction is very important. What is interaction? Interaction might be a mouse click. Interaction might be a text enter into the field. Interaction might be selecting a value from the drop down. Interaction might be a submit button. Interaction might be a validation. Interaction might be anything, any operation which is performed on the web elements on the web page. Is that clear? Is it any confusion here? This is going to be a one of the important interview question if you go for a Selenium interview. Simply they'll ask you to explain this line. So whatever you are discussing now, this is a pakka interview question. Trust me. If other person is not a fake, definitely will ask the question. If that person is also fake, consider that he'll ask only the important one, and he'll make sure, he'll ask only few questions and come out. Okay. All right. Now we know the step one WebDriver space variable we created. Correct. Now, first time if you want to create a variable, right? Obviously we'll create as a new. Yes. Right. We create as a new because we are starting the browser, right? What is the first step we are doing? We are we are creating a we are creating an instance. We are creating a browser instance there, right? Now, which browser we have decided now? Which browser we have decided? Chrome driver, right? Now, very important. Please concentrate. Every driver or every browser has come up with some class. Now, what is that class? We'll discuss in detail. Chrome driver has come up with a class. Now, in this class, what happens? We are going to initialize a new browser with the help of a Chrome driver class, which is controlled by the WebDriver. Again, for every browser, there is a class available like .exe file. So we have a class available. You have to instantiate of the particular class so that a new browser window will be opened that can be controlled by the WebDriver, as simple as that. Okay. Now, this is very important. This might be an interview question. If I am there in the interview panel, I'll ask this question for sure. Okay. Now you bookmark, you do a lot of add-ons to your browser, right? In real time, you do a lot of add-ons. Anything. Any browser which is opened through automation, it will be a default browser. It will not have any add-ons. It is a default browser. This is going to be an interview question. People, most of the time, real-time experience people also, they don't concentrate much. But this is going to be a interview question. Now, if you want example, now a particular application needs that particular add-on. It means you want that browser profile. We call that as a browser profile. Make a note. We call that as a browser profile. If you want that browser profile to be opened within your automation, so we have a different scripting where we have a desired capabilities. Something is there where if you add that desired capabilities code to your existing browser instance, then your browser profile, your existing browser profile will be copied to the default browser, which is opening through the automation. Make a note of it. Once you get hands-on thoroughly, then you can check all this. You can do a lot of trial and error on this part. Okay. Now, very good. Now we have understood there is a WebDriver. We need to create WebDriver because WebDriver is an interface which will help us to interact, right? It will help us, and it is also acting between a bridge between your script and the web browser. Why we are actually creating a web driver interface? It helps us to interact with the web elements, and also it will the moment the instance. What is the job of the Chrome driver class? The job of the Chrome driver class, because we are using a new keyword. New is a keyword that I'll show you now. With the help of new keyword, we are creating an instance of a class, which is a browser instance we are opening. The job of a Chrome driver is to open the browser instance. That's it. Job is done. Everything is controlled by the web driver, right? Okay. Any confusion so far?
No, Vinod.
What can you repeat once again about browser profile?
See, browser profile, I do at this stage, I mean, it's not required, but make a note. So I'll tell you example. Now there might be some browser settings where you want that settings to be there while working, right? Or you will minimize the browser, right? The in terms of text, you will reduce the text, and in terms of some kind of a security measures, you block some site. There is some the moment you open the browser, right? All that effects will be available when you open browser normally, correct? Now, but when it comes to automation, right? Any browser which is opening through automation, through browser instance, it will not have any add-ons. It will not have any browser profile. It's a default browser profile, which will not have any add-ons or any special effects, any special security that you applied to the original browser, right? But if you want that the browser profile to come into your automation Selenium scripting, right? So what you need to do is there is a desired capabilities. There is some kind of a coding which you pass as an argument inside your browser instance. Okay. So I'll show you, but this is very early for you guys. So I don't want you to get confused with all those arguments. First, get hands-on, nicely play around. So, so ideally, first to understand like the way uh, you know, Selenium and automation, Selenium Java, right? It is like a baby. Okay, so you need to observe very, very carefully what is the behavior of Eclipse, how Eclipse is behaving, how your browser is behaving. Suddenly you get errors. Suddenly you will not get errors. There are errors which are ghost errors, which don't come oftenly, which comes regularly, which comes intermittently. So you have to observe it. What now? There might be few warnings. All reds are not danger, right? There are reds information which is in warning. That is warning. It will not affect your script execution. That is warning. Okay. So you please understand that don't the moment I give assessments like assignment today, don't start sending me the screenshots. Don't start sending me this is happening, that is happening. I know from past 10 years, this is the expected behavior. First, understand thoroughly. Try to troubleshoot from your end. If it is not working, try to check with your colleagues. If Rajalakshmi done it, how she has done. Niharika done it, how she has done. Or Sai or Tulsi has done. If nothing is working out, then reach out to me. Then we'll do a screen sharing and we'll try to understand what is an issue. If you are reaching to me, I would assume that you have done all these troubleshootings. You have spent 2 to 3 hours in that particular issue. You have spoken to your teammate. It's not working out. You tried in Google, not working out. Then you can reach out to me. I'll try to support you if you are stuck somewhere. Hope that is clear, everyone. All right. Now, so hope you are good with this particular line and we'll see how we write this, how we write this in a practical way. Correct? Now, please make sure you follow this naming convention. No small d, no small w. It should be capital W. It should be capital D. Web driver. Okay. Now we know. Now we know web driver is required. We have written. Now we have defined a variable. Correct. That's what we have discussed. We have defined a variable kind will be anything. I'll write as a driver. It might be a spelling mistakes also. Nothing to worry. That's only a variable that you're defining. Okay. Now, this doesn't have any meaning at all. Please make sure this doesn't have any meaning. This is only a variable which will work based on this guidelines. Based on the instructions of the web driver, your driver will, this variable will work. Okay. Now we are creating what? We are creating a new browser instance, right? I'll use a new keyword, which is a red color. See, the color is changed right now, right? See this color and This color has been changed, right? Now, what instance are we creating? We are creating instead of Chrome. So we have to write the class name of the Chrome, right?
Chrome drive.
Chrome driver. And this is the syntax of Chrome driver, open and closed brackets. Trust me, this is going to be your interview question. People will ask, why do we create a web driver? Why do we create a variable, reference variable? Why do we use a new here? In Java language, we call this as a constructor. That we will discuss in detail. But at this moment, I want you to understand this is going to be a class which the help of this we are creating a new instance of the class with this reference variable where your interface the web driver is going to control the this was a hope you got it right. Now it is showing an error right now. Couple of things here. That is where the Eclipse comes into picture. You see how many ways it is throwing an error. If you place a mouse pointer here, it is throwing an error. What it says, web driver cannot be resolved at type. Chrome driver cannot be resolved type. Right? It is telling what is an error. See here, it is also right hand side, it is throwing an error. Right? If I go and save this, see my project is also showing an error. See here. Can you see a red color mark on the project? Everyone.
Left down.
Yeah, left in
Yes,
Package
sir.
Explorer. Here it says, okay, if I try to run it, okay, now what it says, see. What it says?
Required project.
What it's saying? It says error exists in required
Existing
project,
required projects.
right? Okay. Now, observe this place, okay? Now, this is the name of the class that you have created. What is the class name? Gmail login page. So when we created the project, right? What were the components? It was having a package name. It was having the class name, which is public. Public is something, it is a access identifier. When you say public, this script can be called by anyone outside of this package, or anyone can use this. But once you make this as a private, right, it is not accessible by outside world. It is confidential kind of a scripting that we discuss. Don't worry. So there is nothing here, and we have written a main method. Now the compiler will come here. These are all comments, and this is where the compiling starts. But we have an error here. Correct. Now, whenever Eclipse, right, whenever you have an error, right, most of the time, whenever you place the mouse pointer, it will help you how to resolve the issue. For example, if I place the mouse pointer on WebDriver, correct, it is showing lot of things. Okay. Now, out of which if I don't see any valuable information to me, what I'll do, okay, I'll take the help of project setup. Okay. Now, these are the jar files which we have added to your project, which is there in the Maven dependencies. Now, the moment I click OK, see here, there is some package which has been imported. There is some library which has been imported. What is that? org.openqa.selenium.webdriver. Right. Now, you can also directly write this. See, if you want to write this, see, the one you put on dot, it says, right? You can type openqa dot. In Eclipse, the dot matters a lot. Anything inside that package anything inside the class, anything inside that object, anything inside that variable, any methods are there that will display here. I can type, see, Selenium dot, right? Selenium dot web driver. I can write in that way. Now, one important observation here. Now, I have added one web driver to your package, to your scripting. Now it shows yellow color. See, this is yellow color, right? Second one. Now place mouse pointer on that yellow color. What it's saying? Remove unused import. It means there's already a WebDriver which you have imported to the project. Again, there is one more WebDriver. So just select and remove the unused one. This is unnecessary overhead to your scripting. It will increase your number of lines. So Eclipse is very helpful tool which will give you all these kinds of help. Niharika, can you go on mute, please? Okay, thank you. Right? So always you have to remove the unused variables, unused, scripting in your test case to reduce the effect on the compiler. Okay. Now we have done. This error is gone, but still there is one more error, right? Again, I will place on this. Now this time it says import Chrome driver org.openqa.chrome. Select the import one. If I click on import one, now if I go up, I can see there are two imported libraries in which this Chrome driver and web driver are defined. If I go and save, right, the error is gone. See, on my left hand side, Package Explorer, my error is gone. Okay. Most of the Selenium testers, they simply buttify this line. And of course, there are the best trainers in this world. There are a lot of best trainers who specifically spend more time on this, less time on the remaining part, because they understand the importance of this. They understand this line, why we are creating driver object, why we are creating web driver, why we are creating this, everything. That's where we spent almost our session time in this particular line. Okay, hope you got it. Hope you understand the severity of this line. Everyone?
Yes, we know.
Okay. All right. Now see here, once I made the mouse pointer on this, it is saying, right, you have created the driver, correct? It says the value of the local variable driver is not used. You have created a driver boss, but you're not used anywhere, right? This is how Eclipse will help you. All right. Now, what is it? The first step is done, right? We have launched, we have selected the Chrome driver and we have created one instance. Now let's see whether it works or not. Okay, we'll try to run it. How do we run? How do we run? Run as Java
On Java
application,
application.
Run as Java application.
right? Can you see here? Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Can you see? Okay, I think you can't see it, browser. Let me show you. Why it is not showing? I don't understand. Okay, let me. Okay. If you want to clear anything on the screen console, or if you want to erase the previous execution comments and everything, just select this clear button. Right click here, clear. Okay. Now I'm running the script. I'm launching the browser. Right. The browser is launched. What we have done, we have just launch the browser itself. That's it. Okay. We have just launched the browser, nothing else. Now here, couple of things that you need to understand. No. Let me run one more time. Observe this area. I'm pointing out. I'm rotating the mouse pointer. Observe this area and observe this area, the terminated one and this area. Okay. I'm running the. Okay. It was so quick. Oh, let me hold for you so that. Okay. Now you can see. Can you see here red color, the pointer?
Yes.
Now you see whenever the script is running, it will be in red color. Now it says terminated. See here the word terminated. Okay. So you should be observing this console whenever you are running any script. You have to make sure this is in red color and this is not yet terminated. The moment the completion of the script is done, whenever the execution completes, it will come into a terminated zone. You got the point, right? Everyone?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, right. Now let me remove this. Now I'll also remove this. Okay. Now we are good with the browser instance. We are able to open Chrome browser. Okay. Now I can also write the one we just discussed. Okay. Now I can also write like this. I can also write like this. There is no error at all, right? There is no error. I can also write like this. But the problem of writing like this, there are few things, there are few methods in where you learn in future. It will only work in Chrome. That is one drawback. And let's say after this line, you have written multiple scripts, multiple lines of code, and you want to execute this in a Firefox.
It will definitely not work.
Yeah, it will not work because this is more of a browser dependent line of scripting. Unless and until your project demands, unless and until the requirement demands, I want to execute the script in only the Chrome browser, nothing else. Then also you will write this only because there will be a lot of redundancy, a lot of rework where you need to change the Chrome driver to different driver. It's all headache. Okay. To avoid this, the best practice is we create WebDriver instance, WebDriver interface. Hope that is clear now. Hope you make a note of this. This is going to be your starting of the script. What happened? Why it is? Why it is? Give me 1 minute. Let me reset it. There was screen sharing. A lot of things happens. Reset. First. Okay. I think that is good. Okay. Let me know once you see the screen eclipse now. All right. Now, in Selenium 4, okay, this is something which I saw recent change. I'll make a note of it. In Selenium 4, what happened recently, right? In Selenium 4, in the beginning of the Selenium 4 launching, there are we used to write 2 lines of code to open a browser. Okay, in Selenium 4 also, we used to write 2 lines of code. But we are still using Selenium 4, but we have written only 1 line of code to open the browser. If you can look at the screen, we have written only 1 line of code to open the browser, right? Okay. Now, how it is working? How it is working is in Selenium 4, in somewhere in the mid of Selenium 4, 4.2 and 10 or 4.12. I'm not sure what version is it. Now, there is a feature called Selenium Manager. What is it called? Selenium Manager. Selenium Manager, what it does, whenever it sees that there is a browser instance is opening. The moment it comes here, it sees that there is no step prior to this one. Selenium Manager is a feature in the backend. It will go to the internet and get the required driver. Right? We discussed. We need to hit the .exe file, correct? Chrome driver.exe file. We have to hit. Did we hit anywhere in this line? Did you saw anywhere we are hitting .exe file? No, we are not hitting anything. We are just calling the Chrome driver class. So whenever you call Chrome driver class, the web driver interface, it directs the job of several web driver is to direct it. It does the orchestration. It tells the hey, Selenium manager, just go and get the .exe file of the Chrome and make it ready in the Eclipse so that the moment this line executes, right, the driver.exe file should be ready. It is such a fast, but again, we don't know what is the mechanism that works in the backend, but the moment it sees this particular line, automatically a browser instance will open without asking for .exe file. But earlier, we used to write this line of code. Okay. System dot set property. Okay, please make a note. Don't write now. I'll complete that scripting. Then you make a note of it. Okay. Now, system dot set property is always accompanied by this second line of code, which accepts 2 arguments. Which accepts 2 arguments. What are those? What are those? The first one is you have to write importantly in double quotes. WebDriver dot, because it's a Chrome dot driver. WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. This will be the first value. Now always put this in a double quotes, right? Always put that in a double quotes followed by colon. Now what it comes here? What it comes now? This is where we need to be more careful. Now we know we need to talk to .exe file. Then only the browser instance will pick up. Just before this Selenium manager came into picture, right? We need to hit the .exe. Where we will find the .exe file? If you go to Google, right? If you go to Google and search for, if you go to Google and you search for, let me close this all automation this and open everything. Let us open 3 times. Now I'll go to Google. What am I doing now? I'm downloading Chrome driver, right? I'm downloading Chrome driver. Now this is very important. I mean, downloading is very simple job, but you know, there are a lot of issues happening around. So I want you to be very careful in downloading it. Now you might get some errors. You might get some errors. Now, what is that error? Now, first thing is you need to check what version of Chrome you are having in your machine. It is 133 or it is 127, 128, correct? The moment you open, the moment you download the 134.exe file, okay, again, I'm repeating, this will be the issue while running the script. Okay, now I'll show you. If you see the screen, right? Can you see the Eclipse now?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes,
Yes,
Vinod.
Vinod.
Okay,
Vinod.
navigation, show view. Give me 1 minute. Who's this? Okay, sorry. Ah, okay. So let me. Where is that? Show view console. Okay, now if I run this, okay. If I run this, just want to show you that. See here, unable to find the CDP version. Okay, you may need to include dependency similar to the Selenium. See? Similar to the Selenium. What it says, hey boss, you're running the browser instance. You have 134 Chrome version. You have unable to find 134. Now see, my version. I have what I did is I have downloaded to what that I have downloaded to 127. Let me check. Yeah, I think it is upgraded to 134. Let me open the browser and check what is the version here. Yeah, it is 134. Okay. Now, because it is 134 version. Okay, please be mindful here. Don't ignore this. It will not work whatever you do. Okay. Now my version is 134. You have to download the .exe file, the current version only. If my Google version is, my Chrome version is 127, I'll download 127.exe file. You have to download whatever is your Chrome version. Now download that particular .exe file. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? Don't
Yes, Vinod.
message me. Don't ask
Yes,
me. My
it's
browser
Vinod.
is not opening. My browser is throwing error. First thing is check your browser. If the browser version is 125, download the .exe file 125 or 123 from the internet. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Vinod.
Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, very good. Now, this is a warning where you can ignore. That's what I was telling, right? This is red in color, but what it is saying? It is saying, boss, your Selenium version is not matching with the Google Chrome version. Now I'll show you. This CDP stands for the Chrome DevTools protocol. Okay. Now Google team is releasing the Chrome versions in line with Selenium. Okay. Now where to check that? Chrome uh, Java Selenium releases. Okay, let me get that for you. No, this is not the one. This is not the one. Chrome CDP Java releases. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let me check in the notepad. I do have anything like this. CDP versions. Where is the CDP version? So make a note of this website, or I'm sharing you. Let me check. I have copied somewhere. I'm just checking it. Right. Selenium Java release notes. Yes, got it. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, here it is. I'm copying this. It will be very, very helpful, guys. This is going to be very helpful. You know, I found it, luckily. Make a note of it, everyone. Are you making a note?
Yes, Vinay.
Okay. Or copy in some notepad, all the links. Now what it shows, okay? Come back to the screen. Now what it shows, see here, this is a Selenium version, right? 4.29. For this
Able
version,
to see the screen, Minath.
share. Able to see now? Everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Vinay.
Okay. Able to see, right? Okay. Now, let me increase the font size. Now see the Selenium version is 4.29, right? For that 4.29, what browser it is supporting? 133 only. Add CDP for Chrome 133. It is not started 134. Selenium 4.29 not started supporting 134, which is actually throwing an, see here, our Chrome is 134. Selenium is 4.29. It is saying Selenium and both are not incompatible. It's saying specific version, please download. Right? It's specific version of CDP using similar to Selenium HQ. Okay. Now for every release, 4.28. Now if you come down, see 4.28, they have mentioned it supports 132. Remove 129 version. Now, whenever in real time, right? Whenever you in real time, if your Chrome browser is not supporting, if you get CDP related errors, very, very important. It may be not be important from the interview standpoint, But from writing the automation script, this is going to be a challenge. This is only a warning now, but for you, it might be an exception. Okay. Go to that website, check your Selenium version, check the Chrome version, make both compatible. Try to go to pom.xml, try to change the version. See, I've changed to 4.23. See here, because it was 4.28. My Selenium version is 4.29, but my browser is having 134. It's saying reduce to 133. So what I did, I checked which one is more comfortable, right? I ideally changed to 127 browser. Then I've upgraded it, but still it was not throwing an error, so I kept it like that. For you, it might be a challenge. So while setting up, please make sure you follow this. All right, all good now, everyone?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay. Now I have downloaded. These are my drivers folder. Okay. Can you see here Chrome driver? The moment I go
Yes,
here,
Vinod. Vinod, your voice is not audible.
oh sorry, it is on mute. Can you hear me now, right?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it is on mute actually. I was checking the browser, right? Okay. Now, okay, now in my folder, okay, in the drivers folder, I have downloaded all the 3 drivers. Okay. Now we'll talk about other drivers. Don't see that. Now I have a Chrome driver, which is a .exe file. Okay. Now once you download it to your local machine, copy this path. Okay. Copy this path. Come back to your Eclipse. You put double quotes, right? Which is here. See here, observe one thing. This will be your the slash, right? See here, the slash is backward slash, right? It's only single slash. But when I copy and come back, it became double slash. Okay, double slash. Now, what is the driver name? I'll come back here. I'll even if one character is not been typed correctly, it will not work. I'll copy it. I'll paste here. Chrome driver is my driver name, and always give dot exe. Hope you understand from where I got this.
Yes, Vinod.
So people will ask in the interview why we use system.setProperty. We use system.setProperty to invoke the browser with the help of the .exe file. Okay. Now it takes 2 arguments. One is WebDriver dot the driver name and the word driver mandatorily. There should be dot here and here. And the second input parameter that should be in double quotes will be your .exe path, which is in the system. Don't copy from the C drive. please make sure you put it in a separate driver. Okay, this is how we were launching the browser, the beginning of the Selenium 4. But soon after this Selenium manager came into picture, right? Even though it is not there, we just saw it was invoking the browser, correct? So even it is there or not there. So if we write this right, Selenium will not even go to the Selenium manager will not go to internet and check whether this browser exists or not. So that all steps will be removed. So because we are in practice mode, I'll write this one so that it will also be habituated to you. So these are the two steps that we write to invoke a browser. But right now with the help of Selenium manager, we are not writing in the real time. But for the practice, you write these two steps. But if I run this, right? If I run this, the same thing will happen. No difference at all. Okay? No difference at all.
First one is very easy, Vinod. Second one is very hard.
Learn the hard one. Then it will become easy. Don't learn easy now. It will become tough. These two are mandatory.
Yes.
Make a note in your book. Make a note every dot, every comma, every spelling, small letter or capital letter. Please write it as it is. Let me know once you're done with it quickly. Done? Guys, what happened? Writing
Yes,
two
we
lines
know.
of code, how
Yes,
much
Vinod.
time you need?
Yes, Vinod.
Done, right? Okay. Very good. So far, now we know how to launch the browser with the help of two lines. What's the next step? What's the next step? We need
URL.
the URL, right? Now, I have a URL which I've copied already. So how to launch? How to launch the URL is the next step, right? Now we know driver is the web driver is a person who is actually driving everything. Now, if you place pointer on this web driver, see there is a I symbol, correct? Which is called as an interface. But when you place a mouse pointer on this Chrome driver, it says C, which is a class. Okay. Now, how to launch the URL? We know the variable we have created to use it, where WebDriver asks the variable to go and talk to the browser. Now, what I'm trying to tell, I'm telling that this in that browser, launch the URL. How will I write it? I will write the variable name, put on dot. There's a method called get. And it accepts an URL. Always URL should be in a double quotes. Okay. Now let me copy that. Let me check where is that to. Let me open and see whether it is properly working. Okay, all right, it is working. Let me share the screen. It is a lengthy URL, which is just a Gmail. It is a Gmail login page. Now, what is the method to launch a URL? Get method. Dot get method. Variable dot get method. Always pass your URL into the double quotes. Okay. Now let's run and see how it is working. Whether it is launching the URL or not. First question. Okay. Now watch the screen. How should I run? Click on right click, run as Java application. Can you see the browser launching?
Yes.
With the yes. Congratulations. You should clap hands that you learned how to launch the browser, that to Gmail application sign in page. Okay. Now we'll try to we'll add some masala to it and we'll make more interesting. Now if you see the browser is not maximizing, right? It is in the minimize mode. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Manually, if I click here, it will maximize. But we are not doing manually, right? There should be Sai, go on mute.
Yeah, sorry,
You,
sir.
you should maximize it through automation. How I'm doing it, make a note. Again, with the help of a driver, I'll write maximize window. Is that correct? Okay, maximize window. How should do it? Driver dot. There is a method called manage dot. What are we doing? We are maximizing. It is window we are maximizing, right? Window. Window, what are we doing? Minimizing or maximizing? We are maximizing.
It's amazing.
Like this. This is how. Right? Let's see whether it works or not. It happened. It got maximized, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Now what was this step is completed? Okay, we'll see this two steps. We now launched it, right? Now this will see now. This will see now. This will see. Okay, so now what is that? Clear, right? Okay, now so we'll enter the username and password. We'll do it tomorrow. So you can get confused again. Let's do it as a 3, 4. Let's take baby steps now. I don't want you to rush. You'll get confused. Okay, we have launched the URL. Now we need to validate, right? Now how to validate? How to validate? How to validate now? See, what is the title of the page?
Gmail.
Gmail, right?
Gmail.
So what I'll do is I'll try to get the title of the page first. Then I'll do the comparison. If the title of the page is Gmail, then a test case is pass, assuming the Gmail, obviously Gmail title is Gmail only. Then we say that the login page which has opened, it is opened correctly. So first step is to get the title of the page. Okay, now how I'm going to get the title? Title is in the form of characters or string?
String.
String, right? It
Yes.
is not numeric. It is group of words, right? Group of characters. Now, what will I do to get the title of the page? Obviously, the variable is same. Now, there's a method called get title. Okay. It will return. It will return what? It will return the Gmail. It is returning Gmail, but you can't see anywhere, but it is just returning it. We need to you need to let's print on the console. This one. Now to print on the console, we need to put okay, so you need to capture this output in something so that you will use it in future. Okay. Now, how will I capture this output? It is returning what? It is returning a string, right? We are expecting this is a string. Now, what will I do? I'll use a data type called string and define a variable. Okay. Let's say page title. Okay. Page title is it is a variable I have declared. In Java, we have different data types, and string is one of the data type. So what I'm doing here, I'm using this variable, which is of type string. It will only save the information if string is coming, not numeric, not integers. Whatever is the output of this method, it will fall into this variable. We are declaring a string like this, or we can do like this also. Okay. Now we have declared the variable as string. Now I can write like this. I declared the string here, this variable as a string, and I'm using the same variable to capture. Now in Java, this is right hand side, this is left hand side. The output always falls into left hand side, not right hand side. So this right hand side will fall onto your left hand side variable, which is page title. Now to avoid two lines of code, right? To avoid two lines of code, I have declared and initialized in a one line itself. Okay. Yeah. So this one. Now let's print on this console. I told you when we discussed about console, I told you when we use console, when we don't use console. Now I want to print the output of this. I want to see the output of this. Not onto the web page. It is not sending. Am I using a driver variable here? No, right? I'm using the driver variable here to get the page title. I'm getting the information. I'm not sending the information. This information is falling into the page title. Now, how should I print? How should I print some data? How should I print few things? How should I print whatever I want on this console? I use a input and output stream method, which is system dot out dot
Print alone.
print ln. Okay, this is very famous method. There's nothing to learn about it. This is kind of a input and output stream because this is an output. So we expect something is coming out of the script, which is again accepting inside the double quotes, whatever you pass, that will be printing on this console. Can I put this page title inside this? Okay.
Yes, Vinod.
Now let's see, let's run this, how it is working. Okay. Java application. Opened it, maximized it. It is waiting. Do you see? It has printed Gmail. Yes or no? It has printed Gmail, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's open Amazon. Okay. And we'll see what is the page of the title, how it is printing. Okay, let's pass this. I'll remove this and let it be here. It's fine. Maybe it's the Amazon one. Let's save. Now let's run this. Okay. Okay. What is the title of the page? Amazon.in shopping cart. Let's see. See here. Amazon.in shopping cart. Okay.
Yes, Vinod, got it.
Okay. All right. Now today we learn many things. One is system.out.println to print something on the console. We learn how to get the title of the page, which is get title method. We learn how to create a string, right? This is a variable declared by data type called string. In one line, how can we declare a string? How can we assign a value? We have saw in one line. Now we know how to maximize the window. The same way I can do a lot many things with the window dot method. With the help of get method, we are launching the URL on the browser. We saw two methods of opening the browser instance. Earlier, we used to pass two line of code, which is system.setProperty. For that, we need to have a .exe file stored in your local machine. Copy that path. It takes two input parameters. One is driver webdriver.chrome.driver. The other one is driver.exe. Okay. Now, the browser is not closed, right? So it's still open. It has been terminated, but still it is open because we have not closed the
Closed it.
browser. What we do? Close the. So we have two things, two methods in Selenium. One is driver dot
Close.
close. Who was that?
Niharika.
Okay. And driver dot quit. Okay. So we have two methods to close a browser. Okay. Now this will be your famous interview question. People will ask what is the difference between quit and close. Okay. Now there are few websites. If you open, right? If you open one website, there will, along with that website, there will be other windows will open automatically. Example, I think Naukri.com something. So earlier, the moment you open Naukri.com, right, there are other pop-up windows, it will open automatically. Okay. Now, along with that, this is a parent window and you have other child windows. So it is like this. You see the paint, right?
Yes.
Everyone? Right.
Yes.
There will be you might be launching Naukri.com or whatever might be looking Amazon or something. The moment you launch, right, along with the parent window, you see some child windows are opening automatically. Okay. But though you close this parent window, there will still this will be open. So you need to close this windows as well sometimes. If the web page is not developed properly, though you close this parent window, the child windows will remain on your screen. In your automation language, this is your parent window handle. This is your child window handle. Very important to understand concept. Parent window handle. We call that as a parent window handle. This is a child window handle. Very importantly, every window an operating system is talking to, there will be some lengthy string ID is created for every window, like A, B, C, D, hyphen, D, F, G, H, something like that. It will be a lengthy string, which is in a numeric format. For every window, OS will assign some ID. That ID, based on that ID only, the communication happens. This will also have an ID. This will also have an ID. This will also having one ID. This concept is next in future. In coming days, we'll discuss how to handle multiple browser windows in your automation. For now, just understand difference between quit and close. If I write close method, only the parent window will get closed. If I write quit method along with the parent window, child windows will also be closed. It means the browser session is terminated with the help of quit method. Close method only close the parent window. It is not having any authority or control on the child windows. Okay. So previously people used to ask more questions on this. What is the difference between quit and close? When we use close, when we use quit, what is the exception that we get while accessing these two? Okay. And let me try. If we get any exception, then you'll come to know. If not, it's a bad luck. Then we'll see. Let's run this one. Yes, super. Make a note. On your videos. There are videos. I don't know why people are not doing videos. Make a note of this exception. This is the name of the exception, not this one. This is the name of the exception. Though it is a warning, you're getting an exception. Okay. Did you made? Okay. Now, whenever we use close method, right? Now, ideally what happens? See, close method is, for you, it is a CLOSC close method. For the system, it is in the commands. We don't know what is that it is converting into a machine language, and browser is taking the details. We don't know what it is sending to browser, right? Internally, we don't know the mechanism. But for the outside world, we know close is happening. Now, whenever the close is happening, right, there might be a situation where your internet speed might be slow. There might be some server issue. There might be lot many issues where it will throw a socket exception, connection reset exception. So you have to tell this in the interview. It is not only the difference is close and quit. It's not only closing the parent window and all. You should talk more about this exception. Then they'll consider, yes, this person is having good experience. So say, so whenever we use close method, there is an exception called as connection reset generally happens. It might be because of the internet speed, because of the server issue, because of your script response, because of the browser response. There might be lot of technical reasons where it shows connection reset issue, and we can avoid right now this, see another magic. Okay, let's see. I told, right, the issues may come, may not come, it will come. See the screen. Okay, it came. Second time also it came. Third time also it came. Same connection issue. Okay. Now let's see. I'm running it, and this time I'm using quit. Ideally quit. You should not come. It is terminated. Was there an issue? No, right? No issue. There is no exception at all. Okay. Now let's see again. We'll try to. You might see the change. Pray that you see some difference. You saw the difference? You saw the difference, everyone.
Yes.
That's
What
fine.
is the
Yes.
difference you found?
It didn't throw an exception.
Before
It didn't throw any
exception got
exception.
knocked.
But now see. Now see, I think the magic you should see. This is how the Selenium behavior is.
Again it's came.
Again, it came. So you have to understand the mindset, how Selenium is working. Okay. You can't predict. You don't have any control. Do you have any control on this? No. Correct. Now all you need to do is a trial and run with the another method, which is driver dot quit. Got it? Now again, close dot quit. People used to say only quit method is used to close parent window as well as the child windows. But whereas close method only close the parent windows. Along with that, the expert in automation tells about this connection timeout issue. He also tells about how to handle that connection timeout issue. Got it? Everyone?
Yes.
Any doubts on this?
No.
Any doubts? Did you make a note? Please make a note. Or I'm copying this one in the chatting window. If you people in hurry don't make any mistake. If you make any mistake, right, it will be a super bottom for me. Huh? Every now and then we'll keep on messaging. So see, I don't mind helping, but I want you to be focused while you're writing. Okay, I'm pasting in the chatting. Copy from there. Copy that in your notepad. You got the code in the notepad?
Yes, sir.
Okay, copy that in notepad, and you can concentrate here.
Vinod, I have a doubt here.
Hmm.
So actually, you said quite like works mostly on the parent and child windows, no? So what if I have two separate browser windows open?
No, we didn't even discussed about window handling.
Oh,
You will you will unnecessarily spoil the other team's expectations. We
no,
did
no.
not even discuss about window handle. I told you very clearly, this is only a basic. Now window handling will come. That's what I explained you in the painting. If you look at it, this
Right.
window handling is having a different way of handling, different code altogether. I don't want to rush. If you have already have a knowledge, please park it.
No, 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 no. It's
No,
not
no, I'm
like
just telling
that.
you. If you have already have a knowledge, please park it. Don't
Okay.
confuse other team members by asking that questions.
Okay.
Let's go with slowly. Let's go very step by one step ahead, so that people will first practice this. Again, they'll get confused how to handle the multiple windows. If this window is coming, how should I handle? Again, this question comes, then I have to explain again. It is going to be a confusion, everything. Okay, so let's go slowly. I'm happy that if you have already knowledge, but that we have to go with the team, other team members' knowledge as well. Okay. All right. So now hopefully any doubts in the script, whatever we have written so far. Any doubts in others?
No, no,
Now we
no,
know.
Vinod.
Okay. Now we have launched the URL. So we have done the no results. Sorry, we have done the what we have done here. We have printed the title. Okay. Now we have not done the validation, right? Did we do the validation? No. We just print the title. Now, in the expected results versus actual results in the test cases, what you write in the expected example, the title of the page should be this. If actually it is displaying, then you'll say the test case is pass. Yes or no, everyone?
Yes.
When you write a test case, right? So what do you write generally? The title of the
Ex-
page is this. Expected is this. Actually, if it is displaying, then you'll write pass or fail. Okay. Now coming back to the scripting, right now. So should I write my remaining part of the script after the driver.quit or before the driver.quit?
for the
Before the driver dot.
Before the driver.
Got quit.
Very good. Why?
After
Because
closing the
driver
window, we
dot quit
cannot do
after the
anything.
Right. Once
close.
we
After
close
quitting
session completely, you cannot write anything,
Yes.
right? It says,
Yes.
boss, though it will not throw an error. Okay. Though let's say you are getting the, there's a one more method, get the title, sorry, current URL. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this. You should all try all these things in your scripting. Now, after the quitting of the browser, I'm calling the get current URL. You are learning one more method. Just run this. It says session ID is null. Using WebDriver calling after quit See, so nicely it has given the exception. Make a note of this exception. No such session exception. You can tell in the interview what are the different exceptions that you've worked with. Yeah, I've worked with this. I worked also on. I've handled no such exception, no such session exception. When it comes, now this is the situation. You are calling a browser, you are performing action on the browser, which is already quit. The browser ID, see ID, that's what told, right? Window handle, every window has a handle. Okay. Let's see if directly there is any method. Yeah, there is a method. See. And now you know when this exception is coming, right? We're calling after the quit method. Now let's call the method. Okay, let's call this gift get handle method and we will print this one. S handle. I'm just saying S handle is equal to. Okay. Now we have to add this to the, or it is going to be an int or dot is okay. Now we need to understand the list interfaces. Now let's not get into this. You'll be confused. For this, you need to know, how to capture this data into the list, right? So for that, you need to understand what are different kinds of, list set interfaces in it. So yeah, that's fine. I'll show it to you sometime later. Ashinkar Patel. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So now we saw, right, there was a method called get window handle method that we'll see in next 2 to 3 days. There's a different way of handling multiple windows which are open. Okay. Now today's basic scripting. You'll be confused a lot. So I don't want you to get confused. Now this is the exception that you may come across when you try to handle when a browser session is already closed. Okay, now we were doing something, right? Sorry. What is that? Validation. And went, oh my God. Okay. Let's come back to our scripting. Now we know there is a page title. We got the page title here. Okay. Now we got the page title here. Now what I'll do, expected title is equal to Gmail, right? This is the expected title, right? And level remain actual title. This is actual title. I'll copy here. I'll paste it. Now we have expected title here and actual title coming from the web page. Right? Now we have to validate. How are we going to validate? Now, what is the validation here? If this expected title and actual title are both same, then this text case is pass. If that both are not same, obviously it is a failed test case. How I'm going to do? In Selenium, there is no such methods, such validation points are available. How can we do it? We take the help of Java. In Java, so we have if conditions. What I'll do, I'll write if what if this is true. What is true? What is true? This dot to compare, right? To compare both strings. Okay. Exact match. You should check character by character if you want to use, if you want an pakka results, actual results on the string comparison, we use a method called equals to, okay. Now what is that name?
Actual title.
Actual title. Okay, now what I'll do inside the if condition. Okay, inside the if condition, I'll say sys dot
System dot
then I'll say pass.
pass. Test cases pass.
Test case pass. Else, it means what? If this is not
System
true,
dot done.
yeah, if this is not true, what I'll write? I'll write as a
Fail.
fail. Others, please. Hopefully, you're following it, or I'm not sure.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
It is. I did not go into too much of
Yes,
details,
Vinod.
but very basic thing I'm covering. Okay. Now your console, right now, this is nothing to do with your web page. You are not doing any operation on web page. You are getting the details from the web page. Okay. Now here it should display the result. What is the result? Result of the test case, correct? Right?
Vinod,
Result of the test case.
sorry to interrupt. I think we are on Amazon page. We have given the URL of Amazon and we are checking for Gmail.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I think we need to change. Yeah, the concept. I mean,
Yeah.
will the concept remain same? We can change that. Okay, so now where is the? Let me check the URL. Okay, Gmail URL. Okay, just copy this one. Okay, where is that? I got it. Okay, paste it here. Okay. Just copied something else. Let me check again. Let me. Okay, it's not correctly. Okay. And now it is copied properly. Okay, I've copied this. I've just moved to the left hand side so that the whole URL is visible. Okay, now let's run this, how it is working. Let's see. See here. Got it?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes.
Okay. So this is how you have to do it. Now, today's assignment, make a note. Today's assignment, let me type it on the notepad, then it's easy for you too. Okay. It's a notepad. Okay, now okay, so whenever you search for any information in Google, any errors, any exceptions, make a note of the go-to website, right? Where you can trust, you can rely on Stack Overflow. So Stack Overflow is a website where you find most of the relevant details. There are other websites showing you the relevant information, but most of the time we used to follow Stack Overflow. Make a note of it, or if you get any inputs on Stack Overflow, you can follow it. That is one of the important one. Okay. Now we know for Chrome, we have downloaded Chrome driver.exe. Okay. Now for the Firefox, we have gcodedriver.exe. There is no Firefox driver.exe to download. Okay, make a note. For Firefox, you have to download gecko driver dot. Everything is same what we have done for Chrome. You have to download G-code driver and paste the necessary path into your system.
Vinod,
Pass
your
the
voice is breaking, Vinod.
it. How is it now?
Now okay, Vinod.
Okay. Now you have to download G-code driver.exe file to run your script on Firefox. Okay. Rest everything is same. Edge, edge driver.exe. So it will help you to get the edge driver. Not at all a problem. But the only thing the confusion is the Firefox driver. There is no specific Firefox driver. For Firefox, when to download G-code driver that I've told you the name. Make a note. Now the assignment is right. Whatever script I've done on Gmail, right? Don't want you to copy it. Okay. Run the right login page test case in Firefox. Edge browser. This is first one. Login page test case this is Gmail. Okay. Okay. So how many scripts it will be? Script or one script to two scripts from this first line. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 from here, 3 from here. It will be 5 scripts totally. Okay. And run the log. Can you please read the third one?
Launch the Amazon URL, print, print the title of the page, do validation in all browsers.
Yeah, I mean reading. I mean to say is you understand the question.
Yes, Vinod.
Others, please. Did you understand the third question or first, second, third question? Three questions you understand?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Understand the fourth question?
Gmail homepage. You mean after logging into the Gmail account?
No, no, no. Only the landing page. That's it.
Okay.
Only landing page. Because again, we need to have that username and password,
Yeah, yeah.
and it will be. We are not yet understand that how to capture. Others, any doubt in fourth question?
No, Vinod.
No, Vinod.
All these projects, all this test scripts should be under one particular project, right? One project, one package. Okay. Under one SRC, you have multiple. Please give valid names for each test case, whichever is the best suits. You have to give it, and all project. It should be what? It should be Maven project. Remember. Total how many scripts it will come? First one is what? First one is two scripts. Second one, three scripts. It is five. This is again six. This is again internally we have couple. So it's all almost similar scripts only, but you will get hang on. We're working on different this thing. Okay. All right. Any doubts? Please ask me now in about these questions. Any doubts in these questions?
No, Vinod.
No, no.
We know in the fourth question we will print the title of the button and again is terminate the session.
Hmm. Yes.
It
Again,
means the terminate means it closed or
Quit.
correct. It will close. Think over how to write. So apply. That's what it is. If I tell, then there is no use. You have to think. I want you to think how to do this kind of scriptings. Okay.
okay.
All right. So we'll catch up tomorrow. And don't send me if the scripts are completed. Don't send me the screenshots. Don't send me anything. If scripts are completed, just say that Vinod, I have done this many scripts or I have done all the scripts. If you have any issues, use the group, that WhatsApp group that we have created specifically for automation discussion. Somebody can paste. There's nothing wrong. Okay. Nothing to feel shy or nothing to, you should not feel anything asking questions. Okay. So please make sure you ask questions. You ask questions. You should. Okay. You should paste the screenshots. If you are facing any issue, you have to paste a screenshot and ask someone, hey, I'm getting this error. How should I do it? And the scripting is easy. I'm telling you, the one what you see, it is easy if your Eclipse and everything is set properly. If you have any CDP related issues, if you have any socket related issues, if you have any termination letter issues, make sure you handle properly. Then only you are able to write the script. Writing script is very easy compared to do the other troubleshooting. So, okay. From now onwards, your hands-on starts.
Okay, Vinod.
All right, then all the best. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thanks.
Thank you.